requires that exact round. It looks like we're going to get a little bit of a push on this side now. Half-track and infantry crawling up. Well, not so much the half-track crawling. Half-tracks can't crawl. Laubox with the M18 Hellcat. Trying to take care of 222. A 222. What's it doing? It just gets its face ripped off. If 222s had faces. And it does appear that Laubox did get a shot on that Tiger. The Tiger has been disabled. It's still repairable, but it is in enemy territory pretty much. There's no eyes there for the Americans. This zone, once again, constantly under pressure from the German forces. And on this right-hand side, one guy almost makes it into the zone but dies in a crater. Scorpion keeping a machine gunner back there. Excellent view over that flat terrain. There's just no way infantry are going to approach unless they deal with that machine gunner. You know, the half-track could definitely deal with that, but there needs to be a gunner in it for a start. There's also most likely some sort of tank hanging in the back there, which is going to repel it if it approaches any more. Archeol crawling some infantry on the right-hand side of this zone. The Germans have actually captured this. I'm sure Captain Triumph will not be happy with Laubox and Archeol on this one. He'll probably be saying, "Get that freaking zone back! Why are you losing? Why?" But anyway, half-track action happening on the left for Laubox once again. A second Tiger appears for Scorpion, keeping comfortably in the back as it shoots that Wolverine with its silver bullets. It appears Triumph and Von Altenburg, though, have found a weak point in the German lines and are crossing from this point. The Tiger takes out Triumph's Wolverine. It's now disabled. It's going to try and repair it under fire from the Tiger tank. That's so not going to happen. That's definitely going to blow up in a ball of flames soon. Medan brings an AA tank into the field to deal with that infantry, but Thompson-Nagant has the third Tiger on the field now. Medan does have an M8 Hellcat, which is trying to reposition. It's already being fired at from a 222 from Fellis the Idiot. The 222 gets destroyed, but it just a little too late. It takes out that Hellcat. Needs to be repaired in the middle of the water now. Laubox moving up on the right-hand side. There is a half-track in the back for the German forces, but, you know, Laubox also has his own half-tracks as well. Medan does currently hold that central position with a church on it, but he's going to feel that pressure from that Tiger shortly. They'll be using that Tiger, you know, pretty much as covering fire as their infantry troops advance. The AA tank is going to not survive long. The Hellcat's going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble as well, and this Wolverine is sure to blow up soon. It's just taking fire from two Tiger tanks. How is it just not dead yet? I'm sure it will explode soon. It appears Triumph did lose this zone temporarily, and there's that explosion. The guy who's repairing gets flung back. We have an MG as well that's not going to do so well in that water. There's a little bit of a ridge on the way up the water, so it could either use moving back or forward. Explosion here as something gets destroyed by a Hellcat. Hellcat's feeling a little bit of pressure now as well. It's being fired upon from behind that hay by the looks of it. I think there's a pack gun behind there. Track damaged. Tank is no longer usable. Laubox has a few infantry just across the river. And you can see that beautiful positioning just behind that hay bay. Good job, Fellis the Idiot. We've got infantry approaching from Nowotny. German advance. It looks like a big push. We do have a jumbo. Archeol, do not lose this. You need this to win the war. This hill is just completely lost. There's no presence of American forces up there. Apart from one guy, but yeah, sure enough, he's going to get grenaded soon. Shafi tank being repaired just across the water. And I think Medan is pretty much on repair duty. He has so much stuff he needs to repair. Surprisingly enough, he's keeping his tanks just behind the church, out of the sight of the Tiger tank, just across the opposite side of the river. Grenade going off from some German hip dude. Medan's clever AI avoided though. Never underestimate the power of grenades, even late game. They are not an early game thing. They go throughout the night. Triumph and Von Altenburg have not given up yet. They have claimed this zone on the right hand side from Scorpion's grasp. But his Tiger tank has noticed this and is moving back into position to try and support his infantry to reclaim that zone. It appears this Tiger tank is being repaired. Arkiel now going mono a mono with this broken Tiger. I'm not sure if he can win this. He might be able to do it. He's a little bit too close, and you can see Nawatani dashes a guy around. Frozen AT grenade hits the engine. Arkiel. Laubox, please save Arkiel. Medan, please save Arkiel. Arkiel's having one hell of a day. Hull destroyed on the Jumbo and guys being cremated. When will the horror end? Failure aside, Laubox appears to be doing pretty well on this left-hand side, guarding his point, the flag zone in this. Never mind, Laubox has half tracks. That's good enough for me. He may be trying to do that sneaky half-track drop infantry Gosu-style mega beats down. One half-track appears to be covering as this one's gunning for that zone in the back. And it appears this area seems lightly defended. There's a pack gun. Well-placed pack gun. I'm not sure why Fellas the Idiot has a pack gun in the most unusual of places. It's, very far back, and all these Rangers are now going to get gunned down. If not by the half-track, if not by the pack gun, or the pack gun's deciding to retreat. There's no infantry behind the sandbags line. That's unusual. Using armor-penetrating rounds on the infantry. Extremely effective if you hit them dead on. Fortunately, grenade goes off. Decrews those guy, and Laubox could take the pack gun now. It would repel any armor approaching. He needs to get another guy on that, though, just to move it forward. These two infantrymen from Laubox not going to go into the zone, it seems. He's going to wait for stuff to approach and eliminate it before he takes it. Over in the middle, this church is still kind of fine. Why has it not yet been destroyed? Triumph has a Sherman, and von Altenburg has a Pershing. This Pershing's perched on this river overlooking the entire opposite side as the Sherman moves up to back up these guys. Behind the sandbag line, they're also covered by that half-track on the right-hand side. Triumph maintaining his foothold just on this little bit of land. And I'm wondering where the Tigers are. They've already disabled this Sherman, or something has. Let's find out where they are. There was one in the middle, one on the right-hand side. We have finally an attack on this zone. Although it doesn't seem to be working. There's a machine gunner hiding behind the sandbags, gunning people down as they run across. And that guy's just got a little bit of health left. And we can see guys flying out of the trenches in the back, being hit by that A gun in the middle. But unfortunately, this guy is deceased. It's critical moments now, though, as the points are 93 to the Germans. And nothing worth talking about to the Americans. A very pitiful amount of score. Laubox is going to fix things with his M20, though. Gunning down infantry in the zone, and advancing infantry on the left-hand side. I'm fairly surprised this has not been destroyed yet. Laubox is now using this slight opening just to try and get some infantry guys in there and take the zone, or at least neutralize it. Looks as if we had some friendly fire artillery there. Injuries to the Crow on the M20, and now it's a sitting duck as he gets hit by a pack. The Americans are starting to turn things round now, though. It's currently 5 zones to the Americans and only 4 to the Germans. Maybe it's going to be one of those games where it's really close, and they do finally pull it off. There's a Tiger blasting away at a Pershing in the back, and the Pershing doesn't seem to really care. It's not returning fire at all yet. Shot goes off, and holy mother of pearl! One hell of an exploding Pershing. I don't think I've seen a Pershing explode like that since the infinity of time. Thompson Nagant, who was the owner of that Tiger that shot that Pershing, is probably very pleased with that outcome. But the Americans still have the advantage in terms of zones right now. I just don't see how they're going to keep them held with what they've got. But we do have a croc for Medan on the field. Now, we saw a Crocodile Sherman blow up earlier, and I'm hoping not to see the same thing happen this time round. Shotter has a veteran Tiger on the field supporting that Tiger. We also see a 222, and what's this peering round the corner? It's another veteran Tiger. Oh no, Croc, start reversing. You don't want to be caught on that one. Go, go, Medan Rangers. Oh no, he's being pinged from another veteran tiger and the other tiger and more veteran tigers. It's just... oh, this is just not going to end well for my favourite unit in the game, apart from Volkstrom. A lot of smoke being thrown as American infantry advance, trying to get those trenches. Croc appears to be advancing. We've got infantry in the front. They're going to get so flamed as they try and throw an AT grenade. One infantryman manages to dodge the flames. He's getting closer and closer. Norton, he fires a grenade, hits the water there, and he gets blasted back. Croc going to continue advancing, not going to be intimidated by two veteran tigers, a 222 and a normal tiger. No way in hell it can take it. Come on, Medan, you can do this. You can change the tide of this war. You can be victorious and man of the match. Glitchy sandbags is no problem for you. Those damn cheating Germans trying to have floating sandbags to their advantage. How dare they? Hull destroyed on the Croc. It ended too soon. I was hoping that maybe could just fire over that ridge and flame that veteran tiger. Fire works extremely well on tanks. So I had a game quite a while ago now where I destroyed two IS-3s with a Sherman Crocodile, and it just basically turned the tide of the battle completely and we won. It was amazing. And Nwatani sitting there with veteran tiger now. I think there's too many veteran tigers and tigers on the field for the Americans to finally deal with in any way. I think they've spent way too much resources on early stuff to be able to counter that effectively, unless they can get a bazooka shot, which I don't think they're going to get too close to. The points are now ticking up for the Germans at 98, 2 more to go. The Americans did get 10 points. That's like 10 moral victory points. I could not really see them gaining any sort of advantage there, but for a short period of time they did, and they did it well, and most of them died gloriously. So, you know, kudos to them. Now, if I'm going to have to say who the man of the match there was, it's definitely going to have to be Shotter. He destroyed so much stuff. Well played to him, but my personal favourite was Medan, with a crocodile that lasted slightly bit longer than the previous crocodile that we saw. Sometimes players just have bad days, it's like that. But anyway, I'm Anuki, this is Anuki TV, I'm hungry. Make me a sandwich. Good night.